What's up, everybody? And today we are reacting to Special Forces Malaysia GGK Commando Training Course. I know nothing about this fighting force, so I am very intrigued. It does say Commando in there and Special Forces, so my guess is that they were influenced by British forces in some way, but we'll find out during this video. This is by Danger TV. I'll leave a link down below to the OG video. Make sure you go over there, send them some love and all that good stuff. As you know, in October, we reacted to a bunch of horror stuff. However, now we are getting back to our roots and reacting to different types of fighting forces from around the world, as per usual. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to do any more horror, because it seemed like a lot of people really like that. So I will kind of just place horror video reactions and games here and there in between everything else, guys, okay? But for today, Malaysia GGK Commando Training Course. Very intrigued. It's about 10 minutes long. We'll break it down, we'll pause it, we'll talk about certain things. It's going to be a ton of fun. But before we get started, as per usual, members, you're amazing. I love you. I couldn't do this without you. As you already know, I couldn't make videos every single day if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you for supporting the channel as much as you do. Your name will pop up at the end, and I hope you enjoy seeing your name on the screen. Links down below to all the usual stuff: Instagram, Discord, Twitter, website, merch, my second channel, my podcast, and my Twitch stream, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Also, link down below to the giveaway of 10 copies of Call of Duty Cold War. We are slowly getting up to the date where I start giving away one per day. So definitely check that out. Enter down below. It takes 2 seconds to enter, and you can get yourself a copy of the new Call of Duty Cold War, okay? So link down below. That's all I've got to say for now. Let's pull my head up, and let's react to this, shall we? Let's see what's going on with this. Commando. Hey up. So they do have a green beret. Let me pause it. Can we see the cat badge? We couldn't see the cat badge, not yet anyway. But they do have a green beret. So my guess is that they are influenced by the Royal Marines in some way, but we'll see.
This is Malaysia's GGK Commando Training Course.
GGK, okay. So I wonder what the GGK stands for.
To separate the boys from the men.
Oh, yep.
And turn what's left into elite soldiers.
Give him a good old slap. Let's go back. Let's watch this.
Into elite soldiers.
Let's turn this up. A little bit. I want you to hear the full extent of this slap.
And turn what's left into elite soldiers.
Go on, lad. Give him the old choppy slap. Oh, we can see the cat badge a little bit more there. Okay. So, obviously, nowhere near the Royal Marine cat badge. Have I got anything that shows the Royal Marine? This is the emblem of the Royal Marines. I don't know if you can see that. The cat badge doesn't have Gibraltar on the bottom, basically, but it's practically the same. So, as you can see, it's a little bit different. I'd like to see that a bit up close, if I'm honest with you. I'd also like to know why the blue and what's the blue and red about, or is that some sort of like core colors?
But to earn the green beret, they must first survive 13 weeks of hell.
Hell yeah.
A brutal selection course that almost half will fail. And only the best will survive.
So, before he gets into it, obviously I have a green beret. Can you see it? No, it's on top of Baby Yoda's head over there. I have my green beret, so it'd be really interesting to see, you know, this is the training course, so I'd like to know what part of the training course this is, because I'm sure it's long, just like the Royal Marines is. And obviously I'll be comparing it to what I've done in the Commando training course, CTC, in England, down in southern England, so we'll kind of compare and contrast and see whether their green beret is as valuable as the British Royal Marines green beret, okay? Nice little bit of an intro here. Okay. That's all a little bit.
The combat zone. Before large forces hit the combat zone, Malaysia's Grup Gerak Khas Commandos are the first men
I can't say that.
On the ground. Sneaking in deep behind enemy lines by air, sea, or land.
Good lads. Has he got a shotty there? Has he got a shotgun?
Sea or land.
That's a shotgun. Good lad. Looks like he's point man with a shotgun. They trained us on an Italian shotgun for point man in Afghan. I can't remember what the shotgun's called. Someone will put it in the comments, I'm sure. And it was so fun to shoot. So fun.
Dipecahkan kepada kumpulan-kumpulan kecil.
Yep.
Yang mana kumpulan-kumpulan kecil ni kalau kita tengok zaman sekarang ni lebih kepada operasi gerila.
Yep.
To gather intelligence.
Maksud dia, kita hanya memerlukan 5 orang anggota kita yang pakar dalam latihan-latihan ni dan kita akan carilah local resources daripada mana.
Rescue hostages.
So I think he's going off a lot of what Special Forces is all about. So the reason Special Forces in England were founded were the idea of putting together a small team, preferably 4 people, to infiltrate something that a huge battalion couldn't do. So there's certain limitations that a giant army, they can't really do some things, and that's getting inside someone, getting some intel and bugging out, or getting somebody, or killing somebody or something. That is only kind of applicable if you have a tiny small team to infiltrate something without people knowing. And that's where the Special Forces were founded. And it's usually small groups of 4. He's saying 5 in this one, which is cool. I'm guessing they're kind of changing up in their own style a little bit. But it's the same type of thing. And this is where the Special Forces is coming out here.
Or make the kill. They get in, and they get out undetected.
Nice. Not afraid to get in the mud.
What makes them a cut above the rest?
Don't know whether that
is their
weapon would
ability
still
to
work.
Fight and survive in some of the world's most extreme jungles.
That makes sense.
Malaysia borders 6 countries in a region plagued by past conflicts.
Yeah.
One of which gave birth to this elite unit. 1963, neighboring country Indonesia launches the Crush Malaysia campaign.
Crush
sending
Malaysia
troops to
campaign.
attack the newly independent nation.
By the way, I love it when they give us a bit of history. I love it when they kind of just rewind a little bit. Let's give you a bit of history on how this is going on. Not just the training, because a really, really important part of the identity of proud military members is their history. It gives them kind of courage for the future. So the Royal Marines with certain battle honors like Gibraltar's battle, it gives us that little bit of courage, or the Falklands, to say we've done something horrific, the Royal Marines can do it again. And I like that they go back and show some history.
A difficult border war was fought deep in the rainforests of Borneo. And a new elite force was needed, skilled in unconventional jungle warfare.
Yep, that's difficult.
Britain's Green Berets, the Royal Marine Commandos, were sent to help.
Yeah, there we go. It's my boy Royal Marine. That looks like an officer. So I don't know if you know this, but the cap badge. Let me get my Green Beret real quick. So this is my Green Beret, right? The cap badge is all one piece. It's all one piece, right? Officers actually it's split up. So the crown and the lion on the top are kind of split into their own piece. Like you can see this dude's here, it's like split into 2. That's how you can tell just from a cap badge who is an officer. Although that's not kind of like the first thing you notice when it comes to seeing officers. That's one thing that you can kind of tell in this picture right here.
Help train a new group of fighters.
Okay.
1,600
it's regained.
soldiers volunteered for training.
Okay.
300 were selected. Of the 50 that went through the first course, only 12 passed.
There you go. Look at that. Look at that. So one thing that was very prevalent in the military was snipers and seeing cap badges that were glaring. That's why the field cap badge is always black, so it's just less visible. Even still, when you're doing training and you do some of the basic trainings, you do something called Why Things Are Seen, and you kind of do all this little bits of training where you use your own camouflage in this local area, and they get a couple of Royal Marine snipes in, and you have to crawl to a certain distance without them seeing you. And one of the things is that a cap badge, even though the ones that you wear in the field are black, they're still visible. They're still very prominent. So you have to change that up a little bit. Now, 4-5 Commando were known for this because, and the Paras are actually known for this, where they would turn their beret. So usually it would kind of be like this way with the cap badge over the eye, but they would turn it like that, so it was on the side of the head. And a lot of people still do it. They get a little bit of stick for it, but people still do it because they didn't want the cap badge right on top of their head. That's cool. That's really cool. That's
Today,
a little
there are
nut
fewer
there.
than 3,500 GGK Commandos, a small elite club.
Yep.
To join
Okay.
it, these men will have to go through 3 months of relentless physical and psychological torture that will break all but the best.
3 months. 3 months is a long time. That's 90 days. That's a long, long time. A little bit less than, well, it's like half of the Royal Marines training. Doesn't mean it wouldn't be as difficult.
And the pain starts here. The Special Warfare Training Center in Malacca, southwest Malaysia.
Okay.
5 a.m. 180 new recruits are in week 1 of their course.
Okay.
Just to get here, they have already passed a 6-week selection process.
Damn.
Now, these
6 weeks of selection process? Wow. So this is 3 months. So you're looking at what, 12 weeks ish, plus a 6-week selection process. You're looking at 20 weeks ish, thereabouts. Quick math. That's impressive. The selection process is impressive. It's much longer than the selection process in the Royal Marines to get into the commando course. Well, to get into commando training center, the commando course is the very end part of the 32 weeks. Yeah, that's really cool.
These survivors are about to start the real thing. If they thought they knew what was ahead, they were wrong. In phase 1 of this course, instructors are looking to lose the weakest recruits as quickly as possible. They've just begun 36 hours of continuous hell that will push everyone to the edge. It seems like torture, but it's designed to find out who really wants to be here.
Looks like there's a lot of stress positions there. It is literally just that. It's just putting stress on their body, on their mindset, and really kind of pulling out the weaklings. This is nothing new. Some of them techniques were relatively new. I've never seen people kind of like doing a headstand. It's kind of cool. But yeah, that's really cool.
I want to challenge myself how far I can go. It's called adrenaline rush.
To join the commando, you must be volunteer. So if you enter the main gate, there is a word say, if you are not sure, please go back.
Okay.
The tiger is the commando's regimental crest, signifying
You see that there? They also, I mean, it's not identical, but it looks like the same commando dagger we have. Right here. Same commando, well, looks kind of similar. In that picture, it did not so much this. In that picture,
tiger is the commando's
and that picture, very reminiscent of the Thornburn Sykes right here. The commando dagger right here. Very reminiscent.
regimental crest, signifying bravery, ferocity, and strength. Qualities they expect those that pass to possess.
Rope work, nice.
They've done 5 hours of endless, brutal exercises.
We gotta
The
do a
recruits
regain.
are exhausted. But weakness is not accepted. Recruit 12 isn't keeping up.
Recruit 12. Go do some roly polies.
Ya, sesuai kita ada
Just kick him.
pendidikan tambahan. Bagi saya setakat ni saya boleh ikut lagi ya.
Go on, lad. You can do it. You can do it, lad.
This is what they are fighting for.
Yeah.
The coveted Green Beret. Inherited from
yeah.
the Royal Marine Commandos,
Hell
it's
yeah.
an iconic symbol of an elite group.
Jadi,
It certainly
Green
is.
Beret ni sesiapa yang memiliki Green Beret diumpamakan adalah askar yang terbaik di dalam Malaysia.
But only a
That makes me so proud that they took what is so precious to us, the Green Beret, and adopted it and used it as their own, and turned around and said, hey, look, we have our own training. It's influenced a lot by the British Royal Marines Commandos, but this Green Beret means a lot to them as well. Not the British one, but the Malaysia one. It means a lot to them as well. It feels more like there's a bit of a brotherhood between this Special Forces group and the Royal Marine group. And obviously the Royal Marines taught them a lot of the stuff that they know in the initial kind of founding of their Special Forces. But it also looks like they've really took that and made it their own. And that makes me so proud. So proud. This might actually be one of my favorite reactions I've done so far.
Select few of these recruits will ever get to wear it.
Yeah, it's
the men
difficult.
are drained, but there will be no rest. They've only completed 7 hours. They've got 29 more to go. Next is an 11-kilometer run with a 17-kilogram combat load.
Yep.
And 87 minutes to finish it.
A second, let's go back. So was that? How far was that in 87 minutes?
Men are 7 hours. They've got 29 more to go. Next is a 17-kilogram combat load and 80.
Look at this guy's day sack. Looks like shit.
7 minutes to finish it.
All right, 87 minutes, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
To make it harder, it's midday, and the temperature is above 30 degrees Celsius.
That's hot. That is hot. One thing I always struggled in the Royal Marines was working in the heat. I was always really good at working in cold weather. It was just something I could deal with very well. I don't know whether growing up in Manchester, I guess. But cold weather was something I was always just relatively good at. It didn't faze me as much as some people, but the heat, I just didn't work in the heat. So hats off to Green Berets off to these guys for doing this run in this heat.
This giant spotlight melting me down.
Yeah.
It's a real tough.
In this heat, losing fluids is a real problem.
Yeah.
Muscles start to cramp and the body starts to overheat. Dehydration means failure.
It's true. Get that water down you ASAP.
40 minutes into the run and the sun has claimed its first victim.
It's nice that Hey, this guy's got his wings as well. This looks like some sort of American version of wings on the left. Staff Sergeant. And this looks like the para wings on the right, kind of. Very impressive. Very impressive. Also, it's nice to see that they do have medical staff on hand, because this type of training is very difficult. Very difficult. So they need specialists on hand for times like these.
Kita dah banyak running basic commando, jadi dah bagi saya dah biasa.
I like his mustache.
If recruits are sent to the hospital, they automatically fail the course.
Wow. That's rough.
With little time left, they can't afford to slow down for a minute.
Come on, lads, you got it. It's in the bag. Let's go.
Time is up. 77 have failed the run. And the 30-degree heat has taken its toll on everyone.
My knee was injured. I feel okay. I can breathe normally, but I'm totally sad.
24 hours in, and overnight another 7 recruits have dropped out due to injury.
Due to injury?
From yesterday.
Yeah, so it's looking like the pass rate is extremely difficult, just like it is in the Royal Marines. In the Royal Marine Commando, they had this advertisement where it was like 99.99% need not apply, and that is actually the statistic. There was about 65 lads when I first started training, and I think with my troop, and I think about 7 of them passed out as originals, which means they stayed with the same troop. Some people like myself got injured and then put into a different troop once we healed. But yeah, there wasn't many that pass out. There's very few that actually pass out in training. It looks like it's very similar with these guys.
Yesterday's run.
Yeah, you're gonna get injured.
73 survivors are already on their next challenge. It's the 300-meter obstacle course, designed to test balance, confidence, and above all, teamwork. The last hurdle will be the toughest, a 3.5-meter vertical wall.
They have to work in team. They cannot work solo. If they make it solo, they just cannot make it.
Teamwork is essential to be a GGK Commando. In real operations, teamwork will keep them alive.
Yeah, it's true. These guys are tough buggers.
Recruit 12 is once again struggling,
Come
holding
on,
up the
Recruit
rest of
12.
his team.
Saya dah 31.
31?
Baru ada yang 21, 20.
Yeah.
So saya terpaksa bersaing dengan umur yang 10 tahun lebih ke bawah dengan saya.
Just give him a good old
Some
kick.
teams have already reached the final hurdle, the 3.5-meter wall. Now, it's time for teamwork. To clear this obstacle, they need to form a pyramid.
Yeah. It's not only that, it's getting the last people over as well, though.
Short guys on the bottom, tallest and lightest aiming for the top.
Yeah.
A falling recruit becomes the first casualty. His M16 rifle muzzle puncturing his neck. In battle, failure to work together could mean more than a flesh wound.
Oh, that's rough. So when we do the Tarzan assault course or the general assault course on the bottom field, our weapons are usually actually strapped to us, so we don't have to have them in our hands. Our hands are free to be used. These guys are holding their weapons while also doing this. I can't see any weapon slings. So they have to hold them. That's difficult. That means one hand always has to be on that weapon at all times.
They reorganize and clear the wall.
Come on.
It's 30 hours in, but not over yet.
Whew.
This obstacle course is just preparing them for an even tougher challenge. Tonight, they will do it in the dark, 10 meters above the ground. Making a small mistake up here could be their biggest.
Very, very reminiscent of the commando training course. Very reminiscent. That was amazing. That I haven't seen something like. I've reacted to quite a lot of different militaries, and that one in particular blew me away with how difficult it was, because that looked very difficult, but also how similar it was to what I've done. And obviously they've taken a lot of inspiration from the Royal Marines. They were the ones that helped found the special forces and helped train them. So you can see the Tarzan assault course was very reminiscent of that last one at the end. And there was a lot of different things in there that were very reminiscent of the Commando Training Center of Royal Marines. Amazing. Truly, truly amazing. Special Forces Malaysia GG Commando Training Course. I'm incredibly, incredibly impressed with these guys. They have a green beret just like I do. So, yeah, hats off to them. If you know anything else about them, if you've got more videos recommended about these guys, please leave them in the comments down below, because that was fascinating. Like, fascinating. I also kind of want to react to some more historical stuff when it comes to the military. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, I'm speechless with that. I'll leave a link down below to the original video. Definitely go over there, send some love. That's very important to share, to send love to the producers of this video. But before you all leave, as per usual, members, you're incredible. I love you. I couldn't do this without you. Links down below to all the usual stuff: Instagram, Discord, Twitter, website, merch, my second channel, my podcast, and my Twitch stream, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Also, the link down below to the giveaway of 10 copies of Call of Duty Cold War, link down below. Tomorrow, I'll be starting Battlefield 5, which I'm hyped for. Tuesday, Halo 2, carrying on. Wednesday, Battlefield 5. Thursday, Reaction. Friday, Battlefield 5. So get hyped. It's going to be a good week. I'm excited. Couple weeks until the new consoles come out, and I'll be switching over to playing Cold War on the PS5 probably, or the Xbox Series X. I haven't decided yet, one of the two. But yeah, until next time, guys, I truly enjoyed that. That was fantastic, and I'm excited to see more of these guys. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.